Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Raiders going up against the Buccaneers. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one. Oakland Raiders. Everybody alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Godden. And you know, Charles, as Larry pointed out in the open, got a couple of great quarterbacks set to square off here this afternoon. That ball's probably going to be flying all over the place, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. And the game has never been more quarterback-centric than it is now. And both of these teams have top-flight signal callers.
Two teams that met back in Super Bowl 37 in San Diego. The Bucs and Raiders are underway. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. Oh, look at the juke. Stays on his feet. Jameis Winston will lead the offense for the Bucs, who sit at 3-3 as we approach Week 8 of the NFL season. That was an interesting game against San Francisco. The Niners got up 14-0, and then the Bucs ran away with it.
And one of the things that I know Tampa Bay really liked about Winston coming out of Florida State, his moxie. Didn't matter what the scoreboard said. Didn't matter if he threw 3 or 4 interceptions in a row. He was a kid who was going to stay the course and still make big plays later, and he did exactly that against San Francisco. 27 straight points after being down 14.
The first carry now for Doug Martin, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. They go play action here on first down. And right away, he lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start, offense. Still second down.
Now Carr going to give it to Murray on the draw play. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here it's third down. Latavius Murray grew up 150 miles from Jacksonville, and he played like he was back in his home state in Week 7. 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Nothing like that good home cooking and that hometown support, is there? And Latavius Murray, he'd also missed some time with an injury. So, you know, he was eager to be back on the field, and it showed against the Jaguars.
He's from Titusville, Florida. Played his college ball at Central Florida, didn't he?
UCF. He's a Knight.
Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that brings up fourth down. So now on fourth down, the Raiders will turn it over to the left foot of Sebastian Janikowski. From the left hash, this from 39. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So it's our visitors who make the first dent in the scoreboard as they get 3 here on the initial drive of the ball game.
Yeah, it's hard to say who actually won that opening drive. On the one hand, anytime you can come in as a road team and get an early lead, you're going to be thrilled. But at the same time, to have the ball as deep in enemy territory as they did and come away with only 3, that's got to be a little bit of a disappointment.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. One man on the backfield, that's Martin. And a flag out right away, and I believe our day will begin with a 1st and 15.
False start, offense. Still first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line.
Holding, offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Winston with a give to Martin. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down. Here's the offense, and highlighted as a guy who gave himself his own nickname, the Dugganator.
Brandon, you really can't nickname yourself, but if he keeps running at this level, he'll have plenty of good nicknames to choose from.
Now Jameis on second down. Drops it off to Martin. 11 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And this offensive unit, they have to face a 3rd down and 12 now. On 3rd down, Winston. He's got Evans. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Jameis Winston and Mike Evans came into the league 1 year apart. They're going to continue to grow together. How about their first connection in this game?
Yeah, in the first 2 seasons for Mike Evans, both over 1,000 yards. What a way to start an NFL career. Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Bruce Irvin is an emotional, passionate player who lives to rush the quarterback.
Six yards to go here on 2nd down. Again, it's Martin. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
In 2015, we saw the Doug Martin that we saw as a rookie, didn't we?
Absolutely. A 1,400 yards, second only to Adrian Peterson last year.
And he really helped a young quarterback develop by taking a lot of pressure off of him.
Now he feels good coming off that 5-year deal he signed in March.
Feels even better about that.
3rd and short yardage. Winston. Complete. He finds Bray. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass and completing it.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw on that play. No gain.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Completes this one to Cecil Shorts. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
If you draft a guy in the 6th round and he gives you a 1,000-yard season at some point, would you say he's good value?
That's good return on investment. He was the first Raiders guy to rush for 1,000 yards in 2015 since McFadden back in 2010.
Latavius Murray, remember the name.
Now a second down run for Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there. It doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers didn't have to fight anyone off, didn't have to knock anyone to the side, didn't have to elude anyone trying to block them. They just saw the play, ran to the ball, and finished things off.
Now Carr. And this is going to be incomplete. They were trying to get it to DeAndre Washington. And that brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now to kick it for Oakland. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. Fielded at the 33. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They start the drive with Martin. And he's got it across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On second down, Martin. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
So finally, a first down run. The offensive line has got to feel a whole lot better about themselves, because I think they were starting to wonder, were we ever going to solve this defense and be able to do what we like to do, which is run the football.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Winston now. Surveying the field. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Cecil Shorts that time. That'll bring up second down. They give to Martin. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Partner, it's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defense has only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
And the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Jameis to throw it. And that is incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And 4th down coming up. Now the rookie, Roberto Aguayo, for the Bucs field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Aguayo able to knock it through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Oakland Raiders, they sit at 5-2, and Derek Carr, their quarterback, getting them to 5-2 in Week 7 with a 200-yard passing performance and 1 touchdown.
And a big win in Jacksonville on the road. You're talking about a team that's looking to create an identity. I'm talking about the Raiders to get back into the race and be one of those factors in the AFC West. If they're going to do so, Derek Carr is going to have to lead them.
First down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Offensive starters now. Charles, what about Latavius Murray?
You know how you and I talk about players under the radar sometimes? Latavius Murray definitely qualifies as one of those players. And then you look up, and he's pressing 1,000 yards every year.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Carr turns, hands to Murray. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
Brent Grimes is one of those cornerbacks who was overlooked coming out of college and plays each and every game with a chip on his shoulder.
And the offense needs 7 out of this play on 3rd down. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Finding time. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Marquette King now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's taken to the 26. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Second down following the run. Winston gives to Martin on the draw. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Here's Winston. He hits Rodgers in the flat. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
On 4th down, one of the Bucs off-season signees. It's the former Jag, Brian Anger, to punt it away. Travis Carey back deep for the Raiders. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Murray, the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Still 9 yards to go on 3rd down. One receiver to the left is Cooper. To throw, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And it brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now. as he's on to punt for Oakland. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Take it at the 37. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. The Raiders defense getting ready. Their stay on the field last time was short-lived with a 3-and-out. See if they can get some more of that.
And ordinarily, you want to be on the field playing, right? But 3-and-outs, that's almost gold to a defense. Get to the bench, get some rest, turn the ball over to your offense.
We'll see what they can do here. See if they can force another 3-and-out. They go play action here on first down. He's got time. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And on 2nd and 10 now. And a 10th carry here for Martin. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Well, from the safety of our booth, I think it's okay after that run that I called still the name that maybe he's not too crazy about, the muscle hamster.
Yeah, his teammates at Boise State called him that. He doesn't like that, though.
He hates that name.
He told us he prefers, and he told the world he prefers Juggernaut.
It's always tough when you come up with your own nickname.
It doesn't stick.
I hope it works for him, but I have my doubt.
We're going muscle hamster here in the booth. On 1st and 10, Winston. He gets it to Humphreys. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues.
False start, offense. Still 2nd down.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. One man on the backfield. That's Martin. Now Jameis on 2nd down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right, that pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Play fake. Winston. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Malcolm Smith coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. So a field goal apiece, that's all we have here in this first quarter. 3-3 the score. We'll return to Tampa after this message. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Brian Anger now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On first down, Murray. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So a fantastic effort by Murray, a kid born in Orlando, went to high school in New York, but came back to Orlando to go to Central Florida. You're from Orlando, Mr. Davis.
Yes, I am, and actually grew up in New York State as well, so I knew I liked this young man. And the stock and trade for him, speed. Give him some open space, and he can blaze a trail.
Carr now on first down. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a second down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
I'll bet there's just a big sigh of relief now, having finally gotten a first down running the football. They've struggled all game long. The defense has had their number. This may help their confidence moving forward.
They come out here in the eye. They go back to Murray on first down. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. First carry here for Taiwan Jones. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. He's got time in the pocket. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Raider defense now, here they are as they get ready to trot back onto the field. They did their job last go-around, forced the punt, hoping for more of that here.
They got off the field. That's exactly what they wanted to accomplish. Get off the field, turn the ball over to their offense, and kick back and enjoy a little bit of water and rest before they have to go back out there again.
Back out there now and hoping to hurry up and get more water and rest. Now a play fake here on first down. Surveying the field. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down. That incompletion gives us a second to talk about the NFC East, which we've discussed the last couple weeks. But, gosh, every team in that division is above 500 right now.
And did anyone really expect Dallas to be 5-1 now?
No.
Even if Tony Romo had been healthy, right? Starting the year, made people skeptical. They're 5-1. Dak Prescott steering that ship. Washington won the division last year. They're still at 4-3, and they beat Philadelphia, who's 4-2. I can't wait for this Dallas-Philadelphia game on Sunday night. That ought to be a good one.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. Now a play fake to Martin. Here's Winston. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
One man of the backfield, that's Martin. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved.
Still 1st down.
So now 1st and 15. Following the penalty, Martin. And he's going to be met at about the 43. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They run it again with Martin. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
These are not the runs that you worry about early in the game. These are runs that you're establishing now for later in the game, trying to wear a defense down and create holes that you'll exploit later.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on third down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. On third down, Winston. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time out they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn
it
over. Right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
10th carry of the game now, Murray. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense. I don't care who has the assignment to block him. It usually ends up having to take at least 2. And most of the time, that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for loss.
Again, it's Murray. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing his car on third down. It's caught by Clive Walford. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on third. Here's Marquette King now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
And off comes to Martin. Oh, he shifts past him. Evades the tackler, and now some space. The 30. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Doug Martin, 74 yards. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Roberto Aguayo now for the point after. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. The kicker, Roberto Aguayo, has it teed up and is about ready to get this one started. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down. In on the stop, Bradley McDougal. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They go with Murray again. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. From the gun, it's Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is a really simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Here's Marquette King now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And heading out for another drive, the Raiders defense. Last drive, touchdown surrendered. Here, see if they can stop them.
It's always a constant battle of letting the last series go, good or bad, but especially bad. Give up a touchdown. Okay, forget the finger pointing, forget the blame. Go back out and play the defense you know you're capable of and help your team out.
And probably look to the leaders as always.
As always. They're going to be the ones going to grab some people and say, all right, let's do this thing.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. First down. Here's the run with Martin. And a short pickup here as he'll get up to about the 22-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
2nd down following the run. One man on the backfield, that's Martin. Now Jameis on 2nd down. It's caught, Humphreys. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. He's got Evans. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a second down throw for Winston. And incomplete on the deep ball. Third and 11. And some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. Working out of the gun. Winston. And the Raiders have got him. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Carry on the return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Raiders will take possession. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Throwing on first down is Carr. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he showed some fancy footwork on the juke, but then quickly taken down.
That's a nice run, a nice game that has to have them feeling pretty good about themselves as we head to the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. So we've got a 2nd and 5. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On second down, here's Carr. Finds Roberts left side. Muscles him off. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Seth Roberts, 41 yards. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. One receiver to the left is Evans. The first down throw for Winston. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Hey, while we have a second, let's give that interesting stat that our crew dug up for 4-3 versus 3-4 teams. 48% of teams that start out 4-3 make the playoffs. Just 17% of 3-4 squads.
That's almost daunting, isn't it? But let's take a quick look at it with the teams that are 4-3 and 3-4. So if you're 4-3, some teams I'm really keeping an eye on towards making a playoff drive. Pittsburgh, when they get Big Ben back, look out, they're extremely dangerous. And another one may surprise you, the Detroit Lions. They've won their last three in exciting fashion, and Matt Stafford's playing really, really well. At the 3-4 teams, San Diego, they were so snake bit early, now they've won 2 in a row. Keep a strong eye out for them. And last but not least, Cincinnati. They know how to win. It's time for them to crank things up.
So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third. The first carry here for Jaquiz Rodgers. And they'll bring... Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Here comes the defensive unit now for the Buccaneers onto the field. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky, preach. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Carr throwing on second down. Here's Wolford over the middle, and he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Carr now on first down. Finding time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The 4-time Pro Bowler, Gerald McCoy, busting through to get him for a loss of 6. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The final shot here before half for Carr. And his throw is incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we send you cross-state to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley, he's got our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. Let's look back now at this closely contested first half. Right now, we've got a tie game, and that just means exciting football for us in the second half, as we'll have 2 teams playing 2 quarters to decide a winner. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. 3rd down at the 29. Smith's got to take down the QB here. This ends up as a loss of 9. Bucs on offense midway through the second. It's Martin who gets into open space. And this run goes for a touchdown. Bucs is up now by 7. Down to late in the second. So they're going to come away with another sack. This goes for a loss of 9. Still late in the first half. Quick pass is complete. And this long run goes for a touchdown. Raiders tied up at 10. So that's it for us. We'll go back now to Tampa for the start of the second half.
Okay, thank you, Larry. A low-scoring affair, all even, as we ready for this second half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Here's Tywan Jones on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Second half starts with a run by Murray. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Carries piling up. It's Murray again. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
So 3rd down, just 1 yard to go. They'll run here. It's Murray. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a 1st down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
We got a quick second here. I want to talk about the NFL Defensive Player of the Year candidates.
There we go. Former DB going defensive. Who you got, partner?
How about Von Miller in Denver, of course.
Yep.
Marcus Peters in Kansas City. They're not even throwing in his area right now. A ticket in Minnesota. Harrison Smith, the safety, and Eric Kendricks, the linebacker.
And then even though he doesn't have the numbers this year, he's being doubled a lot. How about Aaron Donald of L.A.?
Yeah, he might be the best one there is. He's getting tripled a lot, too. But here's one for you. Lorenzo Alexander, outside linebacker, Buffalo, having a career year.
Leads the NFL 9 sacks.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There's a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Throw left side to the tight end Walford. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Marquette King now. He's been terrific so far. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. A look now at the Oakland defense as they get ready. They have a little something to build off of from last time with a 3-and-out.
And what they have to build off of? Great confidence right now. Being able to stuff someone on a 3-and-out. You feel like you're in control now. You're doing the dictating. They want to see if that can continue as this game progresses.
Will it continue? We'll see. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
They've been running it well all game, and why not? The big guys up front, they're just having a ball, creating monster holes for their guys to run through.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
And this is beginning to border on dominance. Another strong run that picks up a first down. You've got to wonder if the defense coordinator is wondering, will I even go to goal line defense in any situation now to try and slow down this running game?
So the offense has it 1st and 10. One receiver to the left is Evans. On 1st and 10, Winston. And Brate, the tight end's got it. 22 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Tampa Bay first. Jameis now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Second down now after the pass completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Winston on 3rd and 2. He's got Evans. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the 1st down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the 1st down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Ready?
On 2nd down, Winston again. Evans has it left side. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On 3rd down, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And Aguayo's kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So they don't get a touchdown here in this opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
The kicker, Roberto Aguayo, has it teed up and is about ready to get this one started. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Shotgun now for Carr. Finds Roberts left side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Let's see if they can convert here on 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
A 20th carry coming up now for Murray. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Six yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got time. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Oakland. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Yep. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Carry number 20 here for Martin. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to just see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
Well, Jameis on second down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Third down and 12.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down, 4 down. Check. Ready. Blue wing.
Winston now. He's got time in the pocket. He hits Rodgers in the flat. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. Here's Brian Anger now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now Carey. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Now that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum. Or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top. Or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with. Because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Carr. And that's complete to Walford. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
Every quarterback likes having a reliable target at tight end, and I think young quarterbacks especially, because they want to get the ball in their hands quickly. I think these two, Derek Carr and Clive Walford, that's a pretty good connection for years to come for Oakland.
Yeah, he started to come on strong end of his rookie year. Now the Raiders really hoping for that second-year jump out of Walford. Throwing on first down is Carr. It's caught by Roberts. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Offensive linemen are famous for doing their job no matter who's carrying the ball. But when they have the confidence that the person carrying it can break off big-time runs, it makes them block just a little bit harder.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. On first down, Carr. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Ten yards still left on second down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. To throw, it's Carr. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. A little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll run the option left. He may try and run for this. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
This has been a nice sustained drive, and after a run like that, I'd be surprised if they don't come back with even more running plays.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Here's Carr. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. So it'll be 2nd and goal when we return. We played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now Carr going to give it to Murray on a draw play. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
Ball on the 3, 3rd down and goal. Now they'll run. Murray. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Latavius Murray taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
And his kick is good. Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Here's Humphries. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Doug Martin now gearing up to go again here on offense. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Ready. White 25. Right there. 54. Right there.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Jameis now on first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. One receiver to the left is Evan. On 2nd down, Winston again. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40. A good pickup there at 22.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the 2nd foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed, yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Throwing on first down is Carr. Connects it to Roberts, right side. And down he'll go at the 25. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. Second and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense. Carr going to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's Marquette King now, as he's on to punt for Oakland. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. First down, Winston. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Second down, Winston. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. The first time All-Pro in 2015, Khalil Mack. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a fourth down.
But once again, a good example of situational football. That was third and very long, so you know they were guarding against the pass. And when they decided to run the ball, that was okay. Whatever yardage they picked up, as long as they didn't get to the first down marker, the defense was willing to concede, and they stopped them well short of a first down.
And this will be taken at the 13. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 19. And that'll be good for an Oakland first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So it'll be first down here after the run. Now Carr with a give to Murray. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. From the gun, it's Carr. Finds Roberts left side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Murray bulldozes past him, and he'll take this one down to the 36. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Murray, the lone setback. And they'll give it to him here. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Now a first down carry by Jones. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. In the red zone this time. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the 4th quarter, They're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. On second down, it's Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. An extra defensive back in the game here on third and goal. Shotgun now for Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper from 10 yards out. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
And this is what coaches talk about, never being satisfied. No matter what the lead, always trying to increase it. You never know what can happen in this NFL.
Janikowski now for the point after. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Here's Humphreys. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Jameis now on first down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. So 2nd and 10 here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Give him 7 on the play. And just like that, it's third down. And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
I'd sure love to offer some advice to the defensive coordinator, but his guys are just getting run over by an offense that's executing like a well-oiled machine.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Winston now to throw on 1st down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. On 2nd down, Winston again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. On 3rd down, Winston. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. Complete. He finds Bray. It's a pickup of 17 there. And they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
First down, Winston. And Winston lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Now Jameis on 2nd down. They set up the screen to Martin. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Call it a 3-yard gain. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And quickly they get to the line. 3rd and long for Winston. Surveying the field. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Finding time. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he'll get this. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Second down following the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. That was second down run for Murray. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
And let's see, the Bucs with 6 DBs, so a dime set here on 3rd down. Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Oakland. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the 4th quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme.
Go.
I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a present at EASports.com. With that, we say so long from Tampa.